Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Saturday, October 29, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Sacramento Kings vs Miami Heat. This is a good spot to take the points and go with the underdog at home. Sacramento is due for a win after an 0-4 start, and they have played well, but just can't the W. This is where they will break through against a Miami team that is at the end of a 3-game West Coast trip. They'll be looking forward to that flight home and will stumble here against a Kings team that will be pretty desperate. They head out on the road after this game, so they know they better get a win here, or it could be a while. The Heat are 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 meetings in Sacramento. Take the Kings getting the points. Take Sacramento plus 3 points. Both of these teams have the ability to score, it just comes down to who turns the ball over less and who can dominate the boards more. With Fox averaging over 30 points a game and Butler averaging over 20 points a game, each team has reliable scorers. Miami dropped 119 points against a strong Portland defense, so I imagine them dropping a similar amount of points against a weaker Sacramento defense, especially if they give Butler and Harrow more space on the outside and take advantage of Sacramento's inability to rebound the ball. The Kings dropped 110 points against the Grizzlies and should be able to score higher than that against the Heat, who will focus on containing Fox, leaving the paint open for scoring opportunities. Take the over 228 points. Charlotte Hornets vs Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors are on the road for just the second time this season. They have yet to find a groove this year, which is to be expected after a championship win and a short offseason. The defense is being exploited early, squandering at least 125 points in 3 out of their last 4 games. Furthermore, the Hornets are delivering from an offensive standpoint. They rank 4th in the entire NBA, with an average of 115.1 points per 100 possessions, and while Golden State is only at 110.6. Charlotte's effective field goal percentage is also elite, posting a 56.1% effective FG percent, which is slightly better than the Warriors. Take Charlotte Hornets plus 9 points. Both these teams prefer to play smaller lineups and push the pace. This should be an up-tempo game. The Warriors' strongest lineup is with Draymond Green at the center position, and the Hornets also like to play undersized lineups with Nick Richards at the 5. The Hornets have struggled defensively again this season, and the Warriors' offense should have no problem getting open looks against Charlotte. Even though the Warriors have been a top defensive team, Golden State has also been inconsistent on this side of the ball at times, giving up 134 points to Phoenix on Wednesday. This should be a higher scoring and faster tempo game. Take over the total. Brooklyn Nets vs Indiana Pacers. Brooklyn has 2 of the best players in the NBA, but that has not been enough so far this season. As with the Lakers, LeBron James plus Anthony Davis, the Nets have not been able to win games with only Durant and Irving contributing. Indiana is entering this game with momentum and confidence after going on the road and pulling off an outright upset at Washington on Friday night. The Pacers have a balanced lineup that might not be as good as Brooklyn at the top, but it has consistency and depth. I think they could be live underdogs to win this game outright at plus 500, so I certainly like them as 11-point underdogs. Take the over in this game. The Pacers and Nets are both allowing 121 points per game. The 2 leaky defenses will allow easy baskets all night, as this game will end with each team scoring loads of points. The over is 10-3 in Pacers' last 13 overall. The over is 22-5-1 in Nets' last 28 versus a team with a losing straight-up record. Take the over at 234.5. Chicago Bulls vs Philadelphia 76ers. Philadelphia has not lived up to expectations so far this season, losing 4 of its first 5 games. This story was published before Friday night's game in Toronto. The 76ers' lone win came against Indiana on Monday, snapping a skid following losses to Boston and Milwaukee. They were unable to build off that win, losing to Toronto on Wednesday in a 119-109 final. Toronto took a 35-27 lead after the first quarter and never looked back in the win. Philadelphia shot 50.6% from the floor, including 44.4% on three-pointers. The 76ers were unable to overcome a poor defensive showing, though. Philadelphia has been one of the least profitable teams in the NBA so far this season, and I am certainly not wanting to back them in this game. Chicago has a pair of high-level scorers in DeRozan and Lavin, giving them an upper hand against a Philadelphia team whose top scorer is banged up right now. The 76ers rank near the bottom of the NBA in scoring, while Chicago has been one of the top defensive teams. This is also a road game on a back-to-back for Philadelphia, so there is not much that I like about the 76ers in this spot. Take Chicago Bulls to cover. Philadelphia's defense is allowing an average of 111.0 points per game, which is 12th in the NBA. Philadelphia is allowing 48.3% shooting overall and 35.2% shooting from three-point territory, which are 24th and 17th respectively. The 76ers are getting beaten up on the boards, as Philadelphia is averaging 37.6 rebounds per game, which is 30th in the NBA, and are allowing an average of 42.6 rebounds per game. Embiid is the leading rebounder for Philadelphia with an average of 10.0 boards per game and is also the SWAT leader with an average of 1.4 blocked shots per contest. DeAnthony Melton averages a team-best 1.6 steals per game. Chicago is 20th in the NBA in scoring with an average of 111.2 points per game. The Bulls are shooting 44.9% overall, which is 24th in the NBA, and 37.1% from behind the three-point line, which is 13th the best. DeMar DeRozan is the leading scorer for Chicago, with an average of 24.8 points per game and shoots 51.8%. Zach Lavin is the second leading scorer with an average of 23.3 points per game and is shooting 44.4% overall and an impressive 57.9% from behind the line. DeRozan is the team leader in assists with 5.4 dishes per contest. Chicago averages 24.8 assists, 9.2 steals and 5.4 blocked shots per contest. Philadelphia and Chicago have seen the total finish under more often than not to start this season, with Philadelphia having the total finish under in 3 of its first 5 games, and Chicago has seen the total finish under in 3 of the last 4. The total has finished under in 5 of Philadelphia's last 7 overall, and in 8 of Chicago's last 10. Philadelphia is 26th in scoring with an average of only 107.8 points per game, and Chicago is 20th with an average of 111.2 points per game, while the Bulls are the 8th best in points allowed at 109.8 points per game. Take the under.